Wait, look though, look. Players like this come around once, sometimes in our lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
There hasn't been
once in a generation, certainly.
But no player in WNBA history has had to deal with this.
The one thing I just don't like, and I don't care what people say, I feel like there's a lot of hate on Caitlin Clark, and I think because she's.
When NBA legends start talking, the whole world listens. Not because someone told them to, but because these men live the game. They breathed it. They built it from the ground up. So when those same legends start talking about Caitlin Clark, you stop everything and pay attention. This isn't PR-approved praise. This isn't some feel-good headline. This is raw, real, unfiltered truth coming straight from the mouths of men who know exactly what greatness looks like, because they were it. Magic Johnson, Charles Barkley, George Gervin. These aren't bloggers with hot takes. These aren't analysts filling airtime. These are the men who made the league what it is. And right now, they're stepping up for Caitlin Clark and stepping all over the hate surrounding her. What they're saying goes way beyond a simple compliment. They're putting pressure on the WNBA, pressure on the media, pressure on the players who've treated Caitlin more like a target than a teammate. And if the league doesn't wake up and listen, they risk throwing away the one thing they've been chasing for decades. Real, lasting, undeniable relevance. Some are calling her the Tiger Woods of women's basketball. Some are saying flat out, if she's not on the court, nobody's watching. Others are going even deeper, calling out jealousy, racism, resentment. Things nobody in this league wanted to say out loud. Until now. And what Barkley, KG, and others reveal next, it has the power to shake this entire league to its core. Now, Jeff Teague doesn't talk like a media personality. He talks like that one guy in your family who watched every second of the game and has zero filter about what he saw. So when Caitlin Clark came up in conversation, he didn't give you a polished take. He gave you the truth, hard and straight. If she isn't playing, nobody's watching. Let that land for a second. A former NBA All-Star just said one woman is the entire reason people are tuning into the WNBA. That's not an opinion. That's a verdict. And Teague wasn't saying it to be nice. He said it because he's seen real star power up close his whole career, and he knows exactly what it looks like when someone has it. Then he went even further. He didn't just compliment Caitlin. He crowned her. She's the best ever. I don't care. She's the best ever. Is she going to be like LeBron with the stats? 2 years into her pro career. GOAT conversation. Coming from a man who played at the highest level. That's not barbershop talk. That's a legacy statement. And here's what makes it hit even harder. Teague wasn't smiling. He wasn't hyping the moment. He meant every single word. This is the same guy who once said he didn't think Kawhi Leonard was all that impressive. Jeff Teague does not hand out praise like candy. So when he's putting Caitlin Clark in LeBron territory, you better believe the next name coming up is just as powerful. Michael Thompson, two-time NBA champion, father of one of the purest shooters the game has ever seen, a man surrounded by greatness his entire life. And what he's about to say about Caitlin Clark changes everything.
Indy, I didn't care about that. The only thing I remember about Indy is when I was leaving Cambridge Arena in a loading dock, Caitlin Clark walked right by me and I froze. I didn't say hello to her. How about that? My favorite basketball player outside of Clay was right there in front of me. There she was. And I said, no, I can't do it. But getting back to your question, you're right. That's what I remember most about Indiana. Caitlin Clark is right there next.
When legends can't find words around you, that's different. Michael Jordan didn't freeze against Magic, didn't blink in the biggest moments. But Caitlin Clark walks by and suddenly, he's speechless. And not in a good way. That's not just respect. That's a cultural shift happening in real time. She's not just playing in the WNBA. She's rewriting it. And when the man who built Klay Thompson calls Caitlin his favorite player, that's not hype. That's a stamp of approval money can't buy. She's conquered every room. Fans, players, coaches, men, women, and now the all-time greats. Magic Johnson doesn't throw around praise. This is a man who led under pressure, with the whole world watching, and made it look easy. When Magic speaks, it carries weight. So when he talks about Caitlin Clark, he's not just complimenting her. He's telling you exactly where she stands in the history of this game. And right now, she's standing somewhere very few have ever been.
They're going to be tested by these incredible women who've been in the league for a long time. Caitlin is the most popular WNBA player, but she's not the best at this time. Just like Larry and I were not the best when we entered the league. We became the best later on by our play. Caitlin still has to play great to become the best.
Magic isn't handing out participation trophies here. He's not saying she's popular. He's putting her name next to Bird, next to himself. That's a different conversation entirely. She's not being judged by a lower standard anymore. She is the standard. Legends aren't comparing her to other WNBA players. They're comparing her to themselves. Let that sink in. And Magic's not closing the door either. He's holding it wide open. His message? The stage is yours. Now go take the crown. But not every legend kept it that polished. Some said what fans were already thinking, just louder. Reggie Miller has never been the quiet type. One of the coldest shooters in NBA history. A man who made entire arenas hate him and loved every second of it. So when Reggie saw what Caitlin Clark was dealing with on that court, he didn't say be patient. He didn't say trust the process. He said, handle it differently. And the way he said it? Let's just say, Reggie being Reggie.
He loved Caitlin Clark, but, quote, she needs to wait her turn. Do you agree with the idea that great players, no matter how great they are, need to wait their turn? This was from Ben.
Hey, first of all, let's start off with Shaq. You ain't wait your turn.
Reggie wasn't joking. Not even a little. That was frustration talking. Raw and real. He sees it. The late hits. The flagrant fouls. The strange silence from the league. The silence from teammates. And he's had enough that here's the thing. When one player is selling out arenas, pulling in viewers, and single-handedly putting your league on the map, you protect her. Simple as that. Nobody did. And that's exactly why Reggie said what he said. Not to cause chaos, but because sometimes one moment is all it takes to wake everyone up. Now enter someone who knows a thing or two about sending messages at the right moment. 7 NBA championships. Countless clutch shots. Robert Horry doesn't talk much. But when he does, it's sharp, it's cold, and it lands. So when Shaquille O'Neal said Caitlin Clark needed to wait her turn, Horry didn't defend him, didn't dance around it, didn't try to keep the peace. In one single sentence, he tore the whole argument apart.
It's come around once, sometimes in our lifetime. There hasn't been
once in a generation, certainly.
But no player in NBA, in WNBA history has had to deal with this, right?
What?
What she's dealing with.
What?
Like,
what is she dealing with?
Fouling from day one already, but she's been crowned. I mean, she's already, who was the face of the league in the first few years?
That wasn't just a response. That was a statement. Horry called out everyone who thinks Caitlin needs to slow down, needs to pay dues, needs to earn her spot quietly, not buying it. Not when the league is already cashing checks with her name on them. Not when she's the whole reason the cameras are even rolling. She's made more in months than some players made in a decade. And the people who've watched stars rise, they see it clearly. This isn't potential. This isn't wait and see. This is already happening. Then Paul Pierce stepped in, and he took it even further. Pierce knows pressure. He didn't just play through it. He lived in it. Built a Hall of Fame career inside of it. But when he looks at Caitlin Clark, he sees something different. Something heavier. A level of pressure he says no athlete has ever faced quite like this before. And he didn't throw that out casually. He sat down. When a man who's carried a city on his back tells you your load is heavier, you listen.
Privilege too, though. It's a privilege, though. It's a privilege to be in a position where others are hating on you. And when others are hating on you, that means you're doing something right.
That pause from Pierce said everything. He was searching for a comparison, looking for someone who went through something similar. He couldn't find one, because there isn't one. Caitlin Clark didn't ease into this league. She landed and immediately became the center of everything. Endorsements, ratings, headlines, pressure. Every veteran, every rookie, every camera locked on her every single move. Pierce knows what it's like to be crowned too early, knows the heat that follows. But what Caitlin is carrying, it's a different weight. Race narratives, locker room tension, league silence, and a spotlight that never, ever turns off. Pierce didn't call her perfect, didn't say she's arrived, but what he did say hit different. Nobody has ever been hit with this much, this fast. And she's still standing, still competing, still delivering. Then Kevin Garnett walked in and made the whole thing feel like a moment. KG doesn't do politics, doesn't soften things for comfort, doesn't care who's uncomfortable with the truth. When he speaks, it's unfiltered. It's real. It's personal. And when he talked about Caitlin Clark, he didn't analyze her. He felt her story. And that's a completely different thing.
I think it's reprehensible what they're allowing some of these players. Anybody that does something flagrant to this young lady for what she's brought to the game should be suspended and fined big time for.
KG flipped the whole script. While everyone else was asking why Caitlin's getting treated this way, KG looked at it and smiled. Because he's been that guy, the one with the target on his back, the one opponents secretly fear. And his message to Caitlin wasn't sympathy. It was a reminder. If they're not upset, you're not doing enough. Then Rick Barry came in. And he didn't just point fingers. He demanded consequences. Barry broke it down clean. Caitlin Clark is the reason WNBA players are flying private now. The reason they're on major networks. The reason the paychecks look different. He didn't hesitate with his comparison either. Tiger Woods did it for golf. Caitlin Clark is doing it for women's basketball. And then he asked the question nobody else wanted to ask out loud. Where is the union? Where is the accountability? Because right now the league is letting players take cheap shots at its most valuable asset in decades and calling it normal. This isn't about playing rough. It's about intent. Targeting someone for who she is, not how she plays. Barry isn't asking for special treatment. He's asking for equal protection. Any other star getting hit off the ball like that. Ejections, press releases, emergency meetings. With Caitlin, a soft whistle and a shrug. Barry said what the league want. You're allowing this. And it's embarrassing. George Gervin felt the same way. The Iceman. Cool, legendary, unbothered. But Caitlin Clark made him speak up. Gervin didn't just talk about the hate. He talked about the value. The players throwing elbows at her. They're eating better because of her. Better flights. Bigger deals. Larger audiences. She lifted every single boat in that league. And somehow she's still the one getting hit the hardest. The math doesn't add up. And Gervin sees it crystal clear. Then Matt Barnes walked in and said the quiet part loud. Barnes doesn't filter himself. Never has. So when he talked about Caitlin Clark, he didn't dance around it. He said it straight. A lot of this hate is racial. Full stop. Caitlin isn't the first confident guard. Isn't the first player to shoot from deep or set up teammates. But she is the first white woman marketed as the face of the WNBA from day one. And for some, that's the real problem. Barnes isn't stirring drama. He's calling out what people are whispering behind closed doors. This isn't about paying dues. It's about discomfort with who's holding the spotlight now. He said it because it's true, and the truth doesn't need defending. Then Isaiah Thomas pulled up, and he went straight to the basketball. No headlines. No controversy. Just film room honesty. Thomas watched her play and said it plain. She can shoot the lights out. But more than that, she's changing how the entire team moves. Defenders are scared of her range. Teammates are running harder because they know she'll find them. She's not just scoring. She's unlocking spacing, pace, and creativity for everyone around her. When one of the most intelligent point guards in NBA history breaks your game down like that, that's not a compliment. That's confirmation. Patrick Beverley kept it shorter, but louder. Pat Bev is a grinder. Built his career on defense, discipline, and outworking everyone in the building. He doesn't give out compliments for free. So when he said the WNBA couldn't have handled Caitlin Clark any worse if they tried, he meant every word. She brought eyeballs. She brought sold-out arenas. She brought attention this league hasn't seen in years. And some players responded with petty jealousy on national television. But the thing Pat Bev respects most, she never says a word. Head down. Work done. Every single day. That's the part people miss behind all the highlights and the headlines. The grind that built all of it. Then Charles Barkley grabbed the mic. And he didn't let go. Barkley wasn't giving commentary. He was delivering a verdict. He went after everything. The petty veterans, the jealous teammates, the league that somehow managed to fumble the biggest star it's had in its entire history. His message was simple and brutal. Caitlin Clark is the reason you have better contracts, better travel, better coverage. And some of you are responding by targeting her, ignoring her, and acting like she hasn't earned it. Barkley looked straight at the camera and said, "This is the moment you asked for. Don't blow it. Because here's the thing. It doesn't matter if you like her. It doesn't matter if her rise makes you uncomfortable. The facts don't move. She changed everything. Magic called her a legend in the making. KG told her the hate means she's winning. Pierce said nobody's ever carried this much this fast. Gervin compared her to Tiger Woods. Barnes called out the racial double standard. Barkley said the league is fumbling history in real time. That's not a highlight reel. That's a verdict from the people who built this game. Caitlin Clark didn't just walk into the WNBA. She walked in and rewrote the rules. Empty gyms became sellouts. Quiet broadcasts became must-watch television. And women's basketball went from niche to national conversation because of one player with a cold jumper and zero interest in backing down. The old guard is speaking, loudly, clearly, without apology. The message to everyone else is simple: respect the moment, respect the player, or get left behind. Because what Caitlin Clark is building right now isn't a hot streak. It's a legacy, and it's only just getting started. If this video opened your eyes, drop a comment below. Tell us which legends hit you the hardest. Subscribe and turn on notifications because the next one is coming, and you don't want to miss it.